Today marks the worst day for me ever in the stock market. Today I took the biggest losses I've ever taken in my life in the stock market here today. And I want to do a video like this for two reasons, okay? The first reason is this is a type of video I think is very important, especially for anybody that's gotten in the market in the past, let's say year or two. You've been doing this for less than 2 years to see the devastation that happens when things go bad, right? It's one thing to see when things are great and it's like, hey, I made 20,000 on this stock, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, whatever, right? And you see those amounts and it's like, it can give you a false perception like that's all that happens. No, okay, that's not, and there's no one I've ever known, and there will be no one ever that ever makes consistently profits day in and day out. You're going to take some massive losses, and sometimes these losses can last days, weeks, months, even, a year or two, and you have to just kind of go through these sorts of cycles. So that's the first reason I wanted to do a video like this. Second reason is I've worked for 14 years to take these type of losses, meaning essentially, it's been a grind for the past 14 years to build up to amounts of money that I can have these sorts of losses, I guess you can say, right? Because when you flip and you go the other way with the gains, everything's kind of grand. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy a full transparency video like this where I show you a bunch of these stocks that I'm just getting devastated on. If today was a fight, I'd have 2 black eyes and a couple busted lips and a busted nose, and I would just be a mess, okay? That's all I'll say about that. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this transparency. Much love as always. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Alrighty, guys. So, first one up here. This is my big dog chef position in my big dog account. Down $59,000 here today. What a number, huh? $59,619 this position was down here today. Woo! I mean, just vicious. So down 21% on this stock before. Definitely not in uncharted waters. Down 21% has been, the amount of stocks I've been down between 10 and 25% on before is a very long list. Let's just put it that way. I think probably, I would say probably 70-80% of the stocks I've been in over time, I've been down anywhere from 10 to 25% after I invest in that stock, whether it be a few weeks after or several months after. Even the great Tesla, which is my best stock I've ever had in terms of percentage gain, and in terms of dollar amount gain too. Even that stock I was down more than 10% on several times in my first year of investing in that one. So it's the way it goes sometimes, and this one's just been rough, down $232,000 on Tattooed Chef so far. So it's been rough. Obviously, you guys know I am not scared literally at all about the long-term future of Tattooed Chef. Everything's intact there. But in this sort of market, the market just doesn't love these type of stocks right now. Tattooed Chef will likely lose money in 22. We'll likely start making some profits in some quarters in 23. But in this sort of market right now, anything that's a quote-unquote money loser, it doesn't matter really the Tattoo Chef's growth rates here in the short term. Eventually that stuff matters, okay? Eventually it matters that this company is going to have 30+% revenue growth for several years in the future, and they're growing, and we're going through the biggest dietary change in my opinion in human history, with the fact that people are moving away from animal products based upon either compassion reasons, like the slaughter of animals bothers some folks, or for environmental reasons, when you understand a simple hamburger uses 660 gallons of water, and when you really do some research and some studies on how bad animals and animal farms are for basically the environment, when you start to do some research in this stuff and get a little educated, you realize, oh man, it's kind of a good thing if I go plant-based. And then you also realize the health benefits for you individually, and you kind of realize you've been duped your whole life into thinking meat's the best thing, and let's eat hot dogs and hamburgers and all this stuff. And you just start to realize, oh man, we've been fed into a really, really bad system. So everything long-term is intact there, but nonetheless, short-term, it's vicious, right? Honest Company, down $17,000 on this one here today. Just a vicious move down for Honest, HNST. When you look at Honest, their business model, I would call it a pretty much a recession-proof business model, right? Diapers, wipes, soap products, shampoos, sanitizing type products. I mean, it's about as safe gets from the product category, but this is not a consistently profitable company yet right now. And like we just talked about, if you're not a consistently profitable company right now, you get thrown out. And even I've even seen a lot of stocks that are profitable companies, but are high growth companies get thrown out. And so something like an Honest, just, they're throwing it out right now. This is definitely one I'm very, very interested in buying more of. This is a type of stock I love to hold, whether we're in great economic times, recessionary times, or something in between, okay? I love Honest for the long term there. Avant Brands, look at this one, down $22,000 here today. Just a vicious downward move for Avant. This might be, I don't know if this is my biggest downward mover I hold, but as far as a percent goes, but it's definitely up there. 26% for Avant Brands. I have 777,777 shares of Avant Brand in my big dog account here. This is obviously I would call it a super high risk, super high reward stock when it comes to Avant Brands. I mean, when you think about this business model, they've posted phenomenal numbers, and market cap's super small in this type of company, and it's one of those type of stocks that, in this type of market, this isn't a stock that gets love in this type of market. Even with Avant and the numbers they put up over the last couple of years, this is not going to get love, like just flat out. The balance sheet's amazing. The management team's got their head on straight. They're going after a massive growing industry, and like the numbers have been tremendous, but in this sort of market right now, no one wants a piece of this. Things will change, and then all of a sudden, these stocks will get hot again, and Avant will be rewarded for the success the company has. But right now, it's not the case. Down 22,000 on that one here today. SDC Smile Direct Club. This isn't even a big position for me, but it was down $7,300 today, down almost 9% on this one. This one's down 23%. Smile Direct Club, very high risk, very high reward stock. This is a $2 stock that, it's not out of the realm of possibility for the stock to be a $10 stock at this time next year. What do they need to do over the next 4 quarters? They need to, slow down the cash burn in a massive way, get back to nice revenue growth. The company does literally those two things. This is like, it's not out of the realm of possibility at all to think this is going to be a $10 stock at this time next year. And it's also possible it could just be a $5 stock or something like that, right? Which is obviously an immense rise from here. Now, if the business model continues to report bad numbers and they continue to cash burn worse than ever, this is going to stay a $1 or $2 stock. That's just the way it will be, because everybody will be fearful that this is a bankruptcy candidate, okay? So yeah, it's one of the highest risk, highest reward stocks I'm in. I would call it even higher risk, higher reward than Avant Brands, believe it or not, even though Avant Brands is a teeny tiny market cap. Smile Direct Club has more downside potential and more upside potential. Avant is in a pretty good spot when it comes to their business model. Smile Direct Club's been in a rough spot recently, and Avant has a great balance sheet. So, but yeah, that's Smile Direct Club. The Planet, look at the Planet here today, down $7,900. I own this stock in several different accounts. So there's just one here. A Planet's amazing. I'm amazed that I'm down 10% on the Planet. When you think about all the progress this company has made over the last 2 years, when you think about where this company was when I first started investing in it versus where it's at now, and having multiple superstores and more superstores coming, the Florida opportunity is ridiculous for this company over the next several years. The owned brands, when you look at the revenue growth, when you look at, this is going to be a very, very profitable business in 23 and after. Like they're one of those companies that's on like the fringe. They're going to open a bunch of stores likely in Florida this year, and one in Illinois as well. Or Illinois, everybody always gives me crap for saying Illinois, okay? Illinois. And when it comes to Planet, I mean, crazy long-term opportunity, but does anybody want the piece of the Planet right now in this sort of market? Obviously not. Down $7,900 here today. That will be one of my biggest long-term gainers in my opinion, but it's not today. Good old Tesla Maesla. Look at this one, down $40,000 here today. $39,955 with good old Tesla Maesla here today. Just a vicious day for Tesla. Their deliveries and production numbers were off the charts, unbelievable, but does that matter in this sort of market? It really doesn't, right? Revolve down $9,700 here. Huge downward move for RVLV today. Massive, that's an 8% move. The Chef in my smaller account, the public account, right? Down almost 15,000 in that one. So add up, what I had for the other loss with this loss for Tattoo Chef here today, and we're at, what was a Chef at the other one? I don't know. I remember if it was $60,000 or whatever. So maybe we're at 75,000, something like that for the Chef here today. In a day, in one trading day, in a 7.5 hour period. That's amazing, right? And then you got Walgreens in one stock holding it all together, right? Good old WBA. How about that? That's just crazy. Pre-markets are already going down. I might make a video on the main channel tonight, a beast video on, if this is a start of the stock market crash, and go in depth on that. So anyways, guys, much love as always. Hope you enjoyed a little video like this and the transparency, and have a great day.